don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. And we sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman, because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a very late start to the 402nd episode of the Political Spotlight. I am your host, Kristopher H. Bilbrey. Producer Kate is down at the controls. Hopefully things are running smoothly where she's at and where Catherine's at, because we are having massive tech gremlins where I am at this evening. I am sorry for being late. I know that we normally run on Bilbrey time, but Bilbrey time honestly is only about 3 to 5, 6 minutes past the hour. We are never really this late unless there is something crazy going on. And I say this every couple of months, but I feel like I need to say this because we do have quite a bit of new listeners here lately. When a show is scheduled, we will go live, God willing, if it's at any way possible, even if it's way late, even if it's 10:30, I will pop on at least to say hello if we are scheduled to go late. If for some reason we are not going to have a show because of a sickness or an illness or something, we will always put up well before the 9 o'clock hour, no show tonight. By 8:30 at least, you will have something that says no show. So if you get online and we are scheduled on a regular evening, Sunday through Thursday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you don't see a show, but you also don't see a no-show sign, you can count on the fact that we will be here. And I say that for this reason. I start getting text messages, and like it makes sense that like Kate would text me to be like, hey, what's going on or whatever, or like Catherine's texting me. But and I appreciate everyone texting, but here's what people don't realize. When I am running late, specifically if I'm dealing with technological shit that I can't do anything about, I just got to wait until the stupid ball stops going around. And it's causing me to have massive anxiety. And then when my phone is beeping off the hook, I'm having massive anxiety. So tonight I just said, okay, here's what I'm going to do. For every text message I get, I'm just going to go and walk around the house and count 4 minutes and then come sit back down. I was like, if I'm going to have anxiety, everybody else is going to have anxiety. No, I'm kidding. We were just having some technical issues. Hopefully, I'm praying now in the back of my mind, because I can talk and think and talk to myself, all different things. So I'm right now praying with my other voice that we don't have technological issues all night. We have a good show lined up for you. Katherine, we're getting ready to bring Katherine on. She's going to be on. This is it, folks. This is all she wrote. This is, it's over. This is like Christmas Eve. The gifts are wrapped. The children are asleep. And then tomorrow, it's going to be over in like 5 minutes. They're going to tear through it, and it's going to be done. This is going to be a big show. If you are tired and sick and tired of hearing about Madison County, you've got tonight and tomorrow night, and then it goes back to normal. If you are okay with hearing about it, great. Understand that the things that we talk about here are going on everywhere else. That Madison County is getting the coverage that it's getting because we don't have the excitement going on in Delaware County tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a dud, for Delaware County and for Randolph County and for Jay County and for Henry County and everywhere else. I am excited about what's going on in Marion County, but we don't really have, I have ins down there, but no one's going to really come on the show. So I'm just following it. I'm excited. We'll talk about it tomorrow after whoever wins is going to win. But it is what it is. So we're going to bring Katherine on here in just 1 second. But I also do have to say today's a real killer because I'm conflicted in what should be covered. So do us a favor. I don't ask for much. I ask for you to tune in. I ask for you to thumb me. Give me your thumb right up the thumb, up the backside there. Give us the thumb and tell us you like us and share the show with everyone you know. That's all I ask of you. We don't ask for money. If you want to pay, that's fine, but we don't ask for it. So that's that. All we care about is you listening and you sharing, you commenting if you so feel inclined. That would be fantastic. But I'm conflicted because today's another big day in national politics, man. What we witnessed in the conversation between President Zelensky and Donald Trump and JD Prescott, JD Vance. That's going to be a problem. I'm just going to start calling him Vance solely. JD Vance. Quite interesting. I have a lot of thoughts about that. I still have a lot of thoughts about the whole deal with the Epstein files, but we have a lot of local stuff to cover. And so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring on Katherine Callahan.
Okay, I just have to say, because you had to say something about what happened at the White House today, I have to comment. So for Madison County, if you're watching, there's a post on the Herald bullshit page on Facebook, and it's with Victoria Spartz giving her spiel. Well, I just want you to know, I used to be a fan of Victoria Spartz, but I don't feel like she's done anything that she has promised or committed to do. And I feel like she's more interested in helping her country, which, okay, I get it.
No. Bullshit. This is her country.
Wait a minute, right? Let me finish. But she's clearly forgotten her roots of this is her backyard. We vote for her. And I have never seen Victoria. I've even called Victoria. So anybody who's on here saying, well, have you reached out to Victoria? Oh, yeah, I have. When I was walked out by the sheriff for not being able to speak, I reached out because of the other Republicans. I've talked to her, people there. Oh, yeah. But she has never shown up for the people except for ask for your vote. So people need to start thinking when she's running again. I'm telling you right now, I just don't see her doing much for us. It's all about what her needs are and her country needs. And that's not how we're built. So I believe in helping and giving aid, but also believe that you have to help the people in your backyard. So
wait a minute. So what are you claiming that she said?
So this person, I just said, I wish Victoria Spartz would fight for the people who are in this living hell of corruption she is supposed to represent. Victoria comes and campaigns for our votes, but she has never done anything to help us with all the election crimes Russ Willis and the cartel have committed. Stop voting for a congresswoman that is more interested in fighting for her country, but can't show up for the people in her own backyard. So I get a response. She's not supporting Ukraine with her comments. I agree with you on the other issues. Listen, the way that Victoria just doesn't bring it to the table for me, people. Her time is done. She needs a term limit and she needs to be out because she hasn't done anything. I've never seen her show up. She's never gone against Russ. Russ has treated her poorly. Russ has disrespected her. You would think she would be on the bandwagon, but I'm not, I'm not impressed. We have got to get people who run and actually want to represent and serve the people.
All right. So we got along. I mean, listen, we've got as long as you want tonight. As long as the people will listen, I'm down. I mean, we can. I was joking.
Well, that's
somebody
my thing
earlier.
on Victoria Sparks when you're talking about the White House. But that's
well,
that's
that's fine. Well, I want to ask you a question about this real quick because that's what I'm saying. So we've got as long. Well, I told somebody earlier. I was like, yeah, we can go 6 hours. I was joking, but I mean, like, I'm down for talking. But I do have to ask you this real quick because so this is where I stand, so people can understand. I do not like Victoria Sparks. I'm okay with what she said in this paper because it wasn't pro-Ukraine. Victoria Sparks is saying that Zelensky insulted President Donald Trump and the American people by walking out of the Oval Office meeting. I don't think he walked out. I think he was more forced out. So that's kind of funny. So I kind of like what she says in this article. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I do like what she says in this. And I'm not a fan of hers. I don't particularly like her. And I do think that these people who are called representatives should be concerned about people back here. Now, in all fairness, she doesn't just represent Madison County. She represents 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She represents like 6, 7 different counties in District 5. So, I mean, in fairness to that. And the only other thing I have to say, just to be fair with it, she doesn't really deal with local issues. That's not really her bag.
Her staff made that very clear to the public.
But I mean, I'm not a fan of her. I'm not going to bat for her. I'm just saying, the reason I tell people that is because what happens is a lot of times you get people who are just getting involved and they want to go to the mayor to fix something on the federal level, or they're writing to Donald Trump to get like the to get utilities in an area or to get potholes fixed. And it's always very important for people, if you're going to go out and get active, you don't want to waste your energy talking to the wrong people. So the only reason that's the only reason I say that. But I am not a fan of hers, and I'm down there. I'm with you when she goes. We used to be in District 5. We're not. We got shifted down to District 6. So you're on your own over there. I really don't have a dog in that fight.
In the fight. I'm just saying, I haven't been really impressed with her.
I don't like her either.
It is what it is. But anyways, getting on to Madison County politics, it has been a crazy day in Madison County. If people have been keeping up with my posts, I know I've made several, and I kept going, I can't post. If I post, they limit me to how much I post. But today, Facebook has been amazing to me, and it has allowed me to post like crazy. I appreciate that. I do want to give a huge shout out to Nicole. She quickly put a video together for us that we needed, that we're going to see tonight. That was 90 seconds long. She dropped everything she was doing to help us. So I don't know if she's on tonight, but a huge shout out to Nicole. This truly, people, I want you to understand, this has been a team effort. This hasn't been a Katherine Callahan effort. This has been a team effort. And when I say that, the team effort is about the people, we the people. Again, people believe that somebody's in my camp, I'm in their camp. I'm just in the camp for you people. That's the only camp I'm in. I'm in the camp to do what's right for the people, so that this place and this world is going to be better in the future. At the end of the day, I could walk away from this and never look at it again. And guess what? I'm going to be okay. The stuff that's all gone on Facebook all day today, I've been called crazy. I have been, I'm not explaining myself well enough. I'm just throwing out random attacks. I'm not, I don't know what someone said, that, I'm insinuating.
Let's real quick, and we've got a lot to talk about, and I know that you probably have an agenda. I don't really know what the agenda is. I'm just here for the ride.
Right.
But let's talk about that for a second. So can you, because I want to walk through, because listen, so I'm going to be honest, and I mean, you and I talk, and I would say this to your face. I'd say this behind you. You have we all have the ways we do things, and
Our
you
delivery.
have a
Style.
throw it all against the kitchen wall and see if it sticks thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I would never accuse you of not laying it out right, or not, like, when I read something, I mean, and I get it, that I understand and I'm involved with this, but I'm smart enough to know, like, okay, I can read this as if I was reading this as a first time person, and you lay it out. So can you kind of walk, like, what exactly are the things that they are accusing you this of? Like, what were the
becomes
posts?
the problem for people to understand. Katherine Callahan has a real job. That job is how I support my family. It's how I pay for tuition for my girls to go to college. And what people need to understand is I have been at this for now over 5 years. When somebody was talking to me tonight, they had no idea that I just started voting in 2020, and that it was really the cartel that forced me to get involved. I never paid attention in politics. I was busy getting my degrees. I was busy setting up my own medical practice. I was very busy. And my brother would tell me, and people would be amazed at what my brother served this country for 30 years. And he would say to me, if you don't vote, you don't get to bitch. Bottom line. So we didn't talk about politics at the dinner table because he wasn't having it. I respected that. So here we are. I'm putting out stuff as much as I can. When I first started out in politics, when we were elected into the coroner's office, I was very nice. For months, I was writing emails. I was laying things out. I was doing everything the way I was taught to do it as a professional. And as I did that, I was shamed. I was shunned. I wasn't going to get any money. So after 4 months of that nonsense between Russ, Rick Gardner, Todd Culp, John Richwine, the Likens, Steele, Emery. I mean, this was a full-on fight. I took it to the podium and I began to let the entire community see just how you're treated in this corruption. These people are, and I say this loosely, they're not dumb people, right? They're corrupt people.
Yeah.
That's what they are. And so as we move forward and I'm explaining all of this stuff, I'm going to tell you, as I was grabbing something to eat tonight on my drive, I thought to myself, the song came on, we didn't start this fire, right?
Yeah.
The song came, I didn't start this fire, right? But I was totally bullied and I decided I wasn't going to have it. Now, unfortunately, Troy, he couldn't handle the heat. Me? Oh, I'm going to finish exactly what I intend to finish, and we are going to get a morgue in Madison County at some point. That is the only reason why I am still in the middle of this, is because the people deserve a morgue. Absolutely. And so this is where we're at. Dave Sargent will tell you time and time again, Catherine's as subtle as a hand grenade. So people who are just now joining in and kind of picking up and seeing my posts, they're like, well, you're making a lot of accusations. You're making a lot of claims. You're just throwing things out there. My Facebook page is open. That's 5 years of data that people would have to dig through to see all of the corruption. But through the graces of God, I was able to eventually team up with Laureen White, who's an attorney, Sean Smith, who's been amazing on social media.
Stripper.
And, and that's really all the team kind of was. After a while, it began to evolve that other people wanted to seek truth. And I don't know that the way people address this, but all of us want the same thing. We want the corruption to stop.
Better government.
We want better government. We want accountability. We want transparency. We now have seen how elections are rigged in Madison County. We now see how they stuff the ballot boxes in Madison County. And we see how the prosecutors pick special prosecutors. I mean, I'm going to tell you something. The last 60 days in Madison County, if you've been following me all along, has done nothing but show just how corrupt the entire system is. Rebecca Crooms says it best. The process is broken and it is abused to their advantage, and it has to stop. And the only way is to empower the people to have a voice.
Oh, okay, but I mean, go back, because what I'm still trying to get from you is, what are they saying that you're not being clear about? Like, let's be clear about those things. What are they claiming that you're not being clear about?
When I'm talking about the post that I've done, like, okay, the perfect one is actually, let's bring up the post. I'm going to show everybody the post.
Okay.
Okay, so let me send this to you.
Oh, you're sending me something? Okay, that's fine.
I'm going to send you the post because
oh, yes.
The present button at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
You can share all by yourself.
Oh, look at that. Listen, are you guys going to teach me to fish tonight?
Yes.
You've done this before.
Okay, do I hit the share screen?
Yes.
Yes.
And then click on the tab that you want to share.
Here we go. Okay.
And then you add it.
I gotta get rid of all this. Look, I gotta get rid of all these people here. Okay.
Oh yeah, make sure. Yeah. Make sure everything's no. Still minus down those heads on the side, or your people will see who you're talking to. Get rid of those heads.
I talk to a lot of people.
Yeah. And if you just minus it, I always minus those down so I don't burn people.
Okay. Well, nobody send me messages.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we go down here.
Okay.
And let's see here. This one right here. This was a post that started it all last night. And it's on another page, but this right here where I put, we have massive corruption in Madison County. It appears to run all the way up to the state. We have 6 elected PCs who did what was asked of them to nominate their PCs. 5 did exactly as the state law requires. 1 listened to Russ, who intentionally told him incorrectly, and he got duped. The state has removed Russ Willis, Kelly Hewer, Connie Gardner, Rob Steele, illegal attempt to appoint their people to those seats. However, even with proof, the submission met the deadline, and the state will not reinstate the original vice PCs until a full investigation is launched. They need more time. People were only informed yesterday. Now, this was last night that I was posting this. You know, the game Madison County plays to wait the people out. The cartel runs down the time clock, so you can't do much. I appreciate the individuals who have had enough and refuse to stand down to this cartel of corruption. For those who would like to be involved, please call the state and tell them how upset you are with the corruption, and they need to take a stance and reinstate the vice PCs. Call your elected officials. Russ Willis has been up at the county building all week campaigning for his team. Is everyone aware that it is illegal to be campaigning in the courthouse? What's even worse, the judges, prosecutors, election clerk Linda Smith are all aware it's going on and look the other way. Now everyone knows how they violate the rules of electioneering during elections when the voting machines are in full swing. This is how they win. This is corruption. We have no transparency or election integrity in Madison County because we have no clerk, judge, prosecutor, or elected officials willing to take the hard stance against the cartel out of fear. Elections have consequences. It's time for people to stand united and say no more. Be heard. Your voice matters. So this is what I showed last night, if everyone remembers, where Jennifer Turney turned everything in May 14th. Russ was copied on it. It went to the state. The state is saying thank you. We received that. That was on May 16th. Then come to find out a couple of days ago when they were told their vices were no good, they write to the state and they're like, hey, listen, this is a huge problem because she did everything. So
Sure.
the state came back and said, until a decision is made by the Rules Committee, the Vice Precinct Committeeman office for Pipe Creek 4 Precinct will be made vacant effective immediately. Now, they didn't put our people back in, right? But they are not letting Russ's.
Yeah. So it's a win.
It's a win, but it's not a win because if we lose by 1, then this would be an issue. Now, here's the second person that it affected, Marsha Parker. I'm going to start off by saying I have never met this Russ Willis. Now, I want everybody to know there's Republicans of Madison County page on Facebook. I have been removed from that page. And I have been removed from that page, and that is run by a Gaskell. And I am very unhappy with that. Why? Because that just shows you it never ends. People have to stop getting in positions and then silencing people. So this was sent to me. It says, read a lot of not nice things about him that I can now contend to. I am one of the PCs or vice PCs that Russ Willis has disrespected and wrongfully taken away the right to vote in Saturday's meeting. All of my paperwork is correct and stamped with the right dates. He lied and falsely stated this all at the last minute, knowing it would not get corrected in time. My question to the Republican Party Committee is, how is this even legal? Second question, since he or they wrongfully lied, that can we file against the people whose names are on the letterhead that did this to us? Absolutely. I mean, and so that came out after I did my post. So I did post where people could call down to the state. Here are their numbers. Here is who you call. So I posted all of that this morning. All these people are responsible. Every single one of them. Why the state isn't coming in and saying these group of people all need to be eliminated from the GOP just in general, because they should be suspended for 2 years or something like that, or disciplined. This is wrong. This is corruption. And, I have to hear constantly from Kyle Pierce on how I'm recycling information. He is allowing Russ to use his letterhead. He is telling people that, no, I'm not allowing him to use.
Wait, let's go. Hold on. Cause I don't want let's not jump around. Let's get into that. Cause we talked about a little bit last night, but we said we would hold it off till tonight. So let's talk about that specifically. Go to that post.
I'm at that post. Okay.
No, you're on the Kyle Pierce thing.
Okay. Where do you want me to go?
All right, click out of that. All right, click out of that.
Out of this post?
Yeah, click out of that post. And go to the one below it.
So you want to go to this?
There you go.
This post got out of control, everybody. I had no idea it was going to get as out of control as it got last night.
So click on that and blow that. No, the actual.
Okay.
The actual
let me read why I posted this.
That's fine.
Now this is getting ridiculous. I should say, look at this corruption. Russ has chosen to inform people that were appointed correctly that suddenly they are not eligible to vote 3 days before the reorganization meeting. Although Russ, Kelly, Rob, and apparently Kyle Pierce appointed their people into those same seats back in June. Now everyone gets to see how the cartel behaves. If Indiana State Rep Kyle Pierce is not a part of this, then why does he continue to allow the cartel to keep his name on the letterhead? This has to end. Madison County, we deserve better and should never tolerate the abuse of power. Then look at this.
Now, hold on. Wait, real quick. 1 second. We want to answer this question. Joe Black said, how long does it take? What? Oh, sorry. What? Yeah.
How long does it take for the PC to officially choose their vice PC? If it only takes an email, if the position is vacant, they could fill it straight away. Well, here's the answer, Joe Black. The answer is that you have 30 days from the election. So when the primary took place, PCs only run in the primary, everybody. That's the only time they run, because they believe if you win in the primary, then you go and help your candidate run against the Democrats in the fall. That's how it's supposed to be. So once you are elected, and I think May 7th was the day of election this year, you have 30 days to get that information into either the county chair or the state. The problem is that we were finding Russ would not return phone calls. I mean, I have tons of people who he wouldn't return their phone calls. He wouldn't accept their emails. You know, people were sending things certified. I mean, it was crazy what the PCs were going through in order to get their vices in place. On top of that, those vices have to be Republicans in good standing, meaning, did they have 2 votes as a Republican? Do they live in that same precinct? That's another thing. They have to live in the same precinct. So there's lots of little things that have to happen. If you miss that 30-day window, the seat is now open and the chair takes control. The chair can take somebody who lives all the way in the south part of the county and put them all the way up in the north part, and they hold a spot just so that he can have voting power.
Yeah. If the seat is empty, if a person doesn't run for PC, period. So if a precinct is open, or if a vice precinct committeeman is not filled, the chairman can fill it with anybody. And
yes.
So that's where that nonsense goes on.
Yes.
Well, so Katherine wrote this about this letter that went out, because this letter went out yesterday.
Now, I want everybody to understand. See, and this is what people are getting upset with me, because they're like, you're making all these accusations. Well, if you haven't been following me for 5 years, you don't get it. People like Alva and Joe Black and Cheryl and Cindy, they've been watching this whole thing, so they understand that. And I just can't keep going back and going back. I have to keep moving forward because there's so much information. And that's what people are getting upset with me about. I'm not making any accusations. Trust me. I'm always putting receipts with what I'm doing. This is now the second letter that has gone out within the past 30 days with different content. That's the problem. Okay. I did not know until recently, when the first letter came out, that Kyle Pierce resigned his position for whatever reason back in 2023. Now, I'm being told that he resigned his position because he did not agree with the way Russ was moving that party. Well, wouldn't you think, if that's the truth, that he would be more outspoken in telling the people and exposing it? Why would you just give up? Why would you just let them have that control?
Yeah.
That makes no sense for me if he's truly fighting for the people. So this was my problem with the letter, right? So
but either way, real quick, whatever he left for, the bottom line is Kyle Pierce left, and she's getting ready to read this. But before you do, I know that you guys have seen this because we've put it up on this show. So we're not going to bother with putting it up right now. I'm just going to tell you that as far back as February 11th, there was a letter that went out that had basically looked like this, and it had Kyle Pierce's name on it, next to Russ Willis, next to Kelly Hewer, next to Rob Still. And I messaged Kyle myself, and I said, this was February 11th at 1:00. I said, just for clarification, are you supporting what Russ is doing? Are you backing Kelly Hewer and Rick Gardner for the new party leadership? And Kyle's exact words to me were, the letterhead is 17 months out of date. I don't support using out of date letterhead. I've not had a single candidate pitch to me directly. No one has earned my vote as of yet. I am waiting to hear how we're flipping Elwood Mayor, Anderson Mayor, and City Council. And I said, well, hopefully it's made clear, meaning that he doesn't okay them using out-of-date letterhead. And that's the only correspondence I had with Kyle at the time. Now, that same evening or the next day is when we had Rinker on and Ackerman. And I told them both privately and on air, hey, you guys need to reach out to Kyle Pierce. And they did. They had already been in the process. And so they had talked to him. But the bottom line is, on a February 11th, Russ was using letterhead with Kyle Pierce's name on it to say things that Kyle Pierce was no longer in compliance with, was not a part of. And that's why I'm saying, man, if someone was doing that to me, I would get a hold of Russ and I'd yank a knot in his tail. I'd be like, look, you don't use my name again. You use my name again without my approval or my okay, and I'm going to sue your ass. Don't use my name again. Scrub it from everything you have. You don't use my name unless you contact me and I give you that okay. I would have made it very damn clear, and I would have posted it publicly. I would have made sure everyone was aware. And to my knowledge, Kyle's not done that. And then now, sometime here recently, this letter comes out. Now go on with this letter.
Hold on a second. We got a little issue here.
Okay.
I'm not gonna call this person out. I do know who this person is. I do know they are an elected PC. What does this mean? I need to know what this means down here. So if this is true, you need to be messaging me right away and let me know about that so we can clear this up. And I'll get you in touch with our attorney. I need to know what's going on.
Wait. Yeah. Okay. So I thought you knew this. Yeah. You don't have to say anything and identify yourself, but just on here, when were you removed? Yes. And my VPC gets to vote. Is your vice? Yes, we get to vote. Okay, wait a minute. So you're going to get to vote now? Is that what you're saying?
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, we need to figure out, because that I thought you knew that. Because I saw that person say that.
No, I didn't know that. So
Kyle is an elected official. He's a state representative for District 36.
So here's what I wanted everybody to understand is Kyle is not just an elected official. He's an attorney.
Well, yeah.
Kyle Pierce is an attorney, so he should know better than to let people use this. Now, when you look at this letter, you see right here, there's no date on this. So he's just sending this out. Why? Because that's the loophole he's going to use. Well, I gave them plenty of notice. I mean, I notified them back, early. That just got missed. This is the lying ways of the Republican Party. This is how Kelly Hewer does it. This is how Russ Willis does it. This is how Ben Gale does it. This is how Rick Gardner does it. This is how they do it. And if I were Kyle Pierce, I would never allow anybody to put something like this with my name on it.
Yeah, February 2025. There's no actual date. It doesn't say the 22nd. It doesn't say the 12th. It just says in the month February 2025.
I mean, I'd like to know how many times this paper was used during the 2024 election process, because this is bothersome.
Yeah.
And the fact that this is paid for by the Madison County Central Committee and that this right here is on here with Kyle Pierce, this makes you wonder the deception. This is misrepresentation. This is fraud. I don't care how you people put it. I mean, this is wrong. It's just as wrong as when the paper ran that Todd Culp was running for auditor and he was running for county council. It's wrong. And they never reprinted it to make it right.
Is there Kate asked a good question here. Do we have a postmark on the envelope that this came in?
I don't have this one. They had it. They were going to give it to me, but it was the day before, and it didn't really. I mean, this is now it's all just irrelevant because we're this close. But this is what they did. So Russ is going to use a Rule 3.9. The person elected precinct committeeman may appoint an individual person who is qualified elector of the precinct and is qualified primary Republican as vice president committeeman, and shall communicate it in the form prescribed by the state committee, the certified appointment to the county chairman and the secretary of state, not later than 12 noon on the 30th day following either the primary election of each year in which the precinct committeemen are elected. So that's the rule, Joe, that you were talking about. As a result of noncompliance to Rule 3.9, Rule 3.12 came into play. Any person elected as the precinct committeeman who falls to and appoint a vice precinct committeeman or falls to communicate the certified appointment to the county chairman or the state secretary within the time frame outlined, Rule 3.10, forfeits the right to make the appointment. Your document was not communicated to the county chairman in accordance with the above rules. This was confirmed with review by the state party assistant secretary of documents filed. A vice committeeman was appointed in your precinct according to Rule 2-3. Rule 3-13, if a precinct committeeman fails to appoint the vice precinct committeeman or certify the appointment as stated in Rule 3-9, the county chairman may appoint the vice precinct committeeman for the precinct by certifying the appointment to the state secretary and the county secretary. Now, what people need to know is that you have 30, it has to be done 30 days prior to this reorganization. So now the state, or I think they're hanging their hat on is, well, the roster is the roster. And so now we're within the 30-day mark. We can't overrule that rule. I mean, this is how crazy this is. Clearly, you can see it was done.
Sure.
So what got me fired up is,
well, yeah. So she posts this again so people can know,
so
because
Kyle
people
Pierce
need to
gets
know
on here.
this.
And he goes to, and this is posted all over social media on several different pages. And I can't keep up with all the different pages. He says, recycled content alert. Shame on Kyle Pierce. This isn't recycled. This is a brand new letter. This is a letter that had nothing to do with the other letter. And this just shows you Kyle Pierce has now become a deceptive politician. This is not recycled content. I don't know what he defines the word content is, but content is what is in this. It has nothing. Yes. Did we include his name?
All right, hold on here. So to read this, it says recycled content alert. This is the same type of post that was posted 2 weeks ago suggesting somehow I control this. This is insane. Who uses different letterhead? At work, someone sent an invoice with an old manager's name on the document mail line. Does that mean the manager came back to the job, or did the company use an old template? Now, listen, that is extremely disingenuous
and condescending.
Well, yeah. So when he says, like, suggesting I control who uses, look, no one is saying anything about Letterhead. What's being talked about here is that your position, your status as who you are as an elected public servant is being used to show that, like, this authority is happening, because of this central committee made up of Russ and Kelly and Kyle and Rob, and they have the authority to do this because, look, all these people are here. If I was Kyle, I would be absolutely out of my mind. And I could not believe that he was getting on here and jumping on Catherine for this, because, like, he should be giving Catherine, like, he should be thanking Catherine.
Oh, no. I mean, so we go on. And so he says, say what? I've said those things for months. I mentioned the campaign violations on the radio in January. It was cleared on your last post that I was gone from the role and everyone knew. You're the one who singularly brought it up. Third, who have I attacked on this? Feel free to drop screenshots. I attacked no one. Are you referencing me saying that a similar post was posted weeks ago? Is that somehow attacking? I don't think so. Feel free to drop screenshots of me attacking anyone on this issue. I'll wait. This is a state representative. This who knows that somebody's using his name. I am in total disbelief. I said, that's exactly the post. And if you can recall it, then you know it was worded to shame me. It is misleading to say it is recycled. This is the second time this letterhead has been used for the reorganization. How many other times has he used this letterhead through the 2024 election that we are unaware of? You state you have made it clear to Russ about the letterhead. Were you not clear? Because he is still doing it.
Right.
I mean, come on, you're an attorney. At the end of the day, it is your responsibility to hold Russ accountable for his behavior. Take a stance, Kyle. Show the people the receipts of you telling Russ to stop. File a complaint tomorrow with the state. Show the people. You want screenshots? I will see if I can collectively put together a full post for you if that's what you would like. The person would have responded with, I do not approve of this behavior, and here is the email correspondence asking Russ to stop. But instead, you would rather argue with the voters and protect Russ. Russ is going to be gone, and he is only one vote. People are not listening to him, and they are beginning to distance themselves from him. Word on the street is that you state you left because you did not like the way the GOP things were being handled. Why not stay in the seat and fight for the people? We are numerous votes telling others about our interactions. How many votes will that cost you? Somewhere you missed the message. This is habitual. This is now the second time this has been allowed, whether it is by you or not. The current GOP is abusing your name. That should enrage you as a person and as an attorney. If you tolerate this, I have no idea what you tolerate as a politician. I mean, this is just, and I'm telling people, this is true entertainment. I mean, you go through here and they're just going, hey, Kyle Pierce, well, it's obviously wrong. Please don't assume that I'm not upset with Russ just because my comments about your post didn't mention him, but you were corrected on this before. I was corrected. Am I his child? Because I don't think I'm the one to be corrected. The person who needs to be corrected is Russ Willis.
Wait, but what were you corrected on? He told everybody, he told us, he told me, I guess he posted it, that like I quit, so I'm not part of this. But like Kate said here, he's a state representative and they're trying to use his name to look like he supports this bullshit. But the problem is he's going out of his way to correct all these people, but he's not correcting the person who needs it.
No, he never will speak ill of Russ. I mean, it's like, and here's the problem. He's walking that fence. If Russ's team wins, he's got to be good and with them. Yes. If Lisa's team wins, he's got to be good and with them. And that's what becomes the problem. People, you need to remember this in 26. Like, hugely remember this. Because there's going to be a whole show dedicated to his wife next, because she was on another thread telling me how she's worked to make sure we can silence the people on pages. That's a whole nother story. So he goes on to say, here's the thing. I resigned from that role, Katherine, back in 2023. I have vowed to not attend another Lincoln Day dinner if it's tied to the Lincoln Club. Lisa, John, Kelly, Rick have all heard me say it because it needs to be the party, and I've openly agreed Russ violated campaign finance and election day laws and have gone as far to change the laws to address these issues going forward. I'm done having suggested that I'm part of some cabal or whatnot. I'm done having it suggested that I am not for the people when more people have my number than probably every other elected official in this county combined. And I try to be the most transparent and available person possible. Good night. Let me dismiss you. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. Well,
so as we go, I of course, I respond.
Of course.
And I share. This is his woman. This is his wife. She is the leader of the Madison County Women's Republic Club. We are a private club and can amend our bylaws as we wish. As I've told others, you are welcome to contact the Indiana Federation for the Republican Women's if you
better kill your person there.
Yeah. If you if you don't agree, have a nice day. So I'm like, are these people for real? I mean, so now his wife, and what this has to do with, she put together a plan to take people's comments on the Madison County Women's Republican page.
That's ridiculous.
She's having them removed. If you talk about anything that they don't like, she's going to take it down. I have many more screenshots of that. And it just continues to go on.
Well, I reached out to him.
This is what I get. In the past, you have made a number of good points in which I agree, and few points not so much. But accusing someone of corruption because their name is on letterhead, isn't that reaching a bit? Especially someone who resigned that position a while back, did not author or sign this, and had no control over it, is giving me a bit of an old Salem vibe. But now we should all know that Russ follows Russ's laws instead of state laws. What makes you think Kyle would have any power to control Russ? I don't know.
That is so
Using
stupid.
somebody's name, I would think you'd have some control over.
I don't know who that person is, and I don't wish them any bad or whatever, but that is wildly stupid. If you're, I asked that person, like, are you would be okay with someone using your name?
I mean,
I asked Kyle in the same thread. I said, man, this is ridiculous. Can you please, I said, can you not tell Russ to stop using your name? And his response back to me was, amen. And I was like, I mean, wait, what does that mean? He says, I probably should have added, I've made it very clear that I want this to stop. So he's claiming here that he has told Russ that he wants this to stop, and Russ is just not stopping. Okay. I said, and Russ will stop right after March 1st. Kathy, that same Kathy that was saying that crap to her, said, we all know Russ will do what Russ wants to do. Nobody can make him do anything. I said, yeah, but if he was using my name, there would be hell to pay. And Kyle liked that comment, and it was liked for a minute, and then he unliked it really quickly.
Well,
I'm like, what in the hell?
Yeah. And here's what I want the people to understand. I want people to understand where this leaves me in a little bit of a quandary, right? What do you believe from Kyle Pierce? I have no idea, right?
Yeah, that's the
and
problem.
Now they're all pissy with me, and I don't even know why. Because look at this. I'm trying to share my screen. See, I'm learning.
If you need help, I can help you.
Okay, see this? Russ posted this. Now this was hours. This was hours before that letter came out. So you'd have to go backwards in my thing. Russ puts out here a sincere thanks to office holders and other Republicans who generously have contributed to the local party over the past several years. Who does he name? Right here, Kyle Pierce.
Okay, that's interesting.
I take that as, thank you for allowing me to use your name on our letterhead, Kyle Pierce, and not changing that for the last 2 years. I have no idea what that means. I mean, this was a couple hours before that letter came out. I don't even know what to say. And why Kyle's attacking me, I have no idea. You know, it's just one of those things that I want people to understand. This is the craziness. If you're watching, this is the craziness in Madison County. You tell me that you've made it clear that Russ is not supposed to be using your name on letterhead, but then he's coming back and he's thanking you for being so supportive of him. I don't know. I'm totally confused with this. I get why he's thanking prosecutor Rodney Cummings. I mean, Rodney Cummings just saved him from going to jail for election crimes. I mean, I get that. I get what he's doing there. So these are the things that I want people to understand. There's so much going on in Madison County. It's very hard to keep up with unless you're reading my page almost every day.
Well, so here's, first of all, I do want to go back and get Puppy Branch real quick. Puppy Branch said, I only got the original letter of the meeting, nothing more from them. So then what made you think that you were pulled from being a precinct committee person? I don't understand. If you got no other communication, so I'm confused. Are you saying, answer this, yes or no, Puppy Branch? Yes or no? Will you be there voting tomorrow morning? That's the answer I need you to answer. Will you be at Mill Creek tomorrow voting? That's what I'm interested to find out about, because I'm kind of confused by what you're saying. I've been removed. No, wait a minute. No, that's not a new
You
post.
would have to have a document, Puppy Branch, that
Wait,
is
she
saying
said, wait.
you
She
have
said,
been removed.
Hold on. She said, I never said, or he or she said, I've never said I was polled. But now put that thing back up, Kate. You said I've been removed. That's you right there. I've been removed. So what? I'm confused. I'm confused.
So
Okay.
the question is, will you be
Yeah,
at Mill Creek tomorrow?
Yep. Yes, I will be there.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Okay. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
So as we, I was sweating that one because we need
I was
the
like,
vote.
what?
So as we go on, I'm going to show people, and I appreciate you guys. I know we're bouncing all around here. This wasn't about Kyle Pierce, but I'm just appalled to see the behavior. Okay.
I get it, puppy.
And so let's go here, and I'm going to show you now where we're headed. So as we go in here, so we have that. So then Madison County Government Accountability starts showing the text that Russ Willis is sending out. Forgive the text. I know you were getting many. This is faster for both of us. Reminder of the reorganization meeting Saturday. Sign is 9:30. Very important. You are there and vote for Kelly, Rick, Kira, Nick Freeman. 2 Nicks running for treasurer. In my 43 years of politics, there has only been 4 contests for chairman. I can honestly say this one is the most important ever. Compare the party experience to the 2 teams. Only one of the Rinker team has more than a year of experience in politics. Each of Kelly's team has many years of party work. You mean party corruption. The future of our local party is at stake. Can't let people with personal agendas run the party. If you have any questions, call me. Thank you for your support. Madison County, what do you think has been running Madison County? A personal agenda. That's what's been running it. So Madison County Government Accountability says, Russ Willis and Kelly Hewer, disgusting behavior. The current Republican chair, Russ Willis, is using party resources to endorse a candidate for chair. Russ additionally endorsed Kelly Hewer when he mailed out the official caucus notification. Why hasn't Kelly condemned this behavior? Because she's been right there with Russ Willis the entire time. For years, Hewer has actively engaged in the very same behavior, sabotaging fellow Republicans to ensure their choice wins at any cost. Is this the years of experience Russ wants you to brag about? So I share it. I said, why do people of Madison County continue to accept and allow the disgusting culture and behavior of Kelly Hewer, Rick Gardner, and Russ Willis? There is no leadership or experience from this cartel except committing election crimes, destroying the Republican Party, and destroying the community. If Russ, Kelly Hewer, Rick Gardner, or one of the cartel have attached their name to it, you know it's corrupt. The guy is stepping down as chair after the election board found he violated election law multiple times. There is no coincidence. His decision to spend more time with family happened to coincide with his violations of election law. If you're in the courthouse today and Russ Willis is running around campaigning, just remember, every one of you have allowed Russ Willis to commit ghost employment. It's time for Madison County PCs and vice PCs to vote out the cartel and send them all packing once and for all. Let's go, Madison County, since we do not have an elected clerk, Linda Smith, or a prosecutor's office who will protect and serve the people. We must vote for change. So I posted that. As the day went on, more information came out. So then Madison County Government Accountability published again. Current Republican leadership appoint Democrats to Republican precinct positions. Willis and Hewer are appointing Democrats in an effort to secure victory for Kelly Hewer. Brenda Beeman was recruited, and she has no relation to John Beeman. Everybody, no relation. Brenda Beeman was recruited by none other than Russ Willis to run as precinct committeeman for Pipe Creek 4. Brenda's nomination was challenged. She was not a Republican in good standing. Brenda's primary voting history established she's actually a Democrat. The challenge against Brenda was sustained and she was removed from the ballot. Now, local Republican leadership, Willis, Hewer, Gardner, and Steele, appointed Brenda, the Democrat, as vice committeeman for Boone 1. To make matters worse, Willis removed the Republican vice who was duly and legally appointed by the elected precinct committeeman for Boone 1. Team Hewer
God.
have ran out of rhinos who will vote however they're told. They're forced now to install Democrats that will go along with their agenda into these important Republican positions. Now, for everybody who knows, here, just when you think it can't get any worse, the Willis-Hewer-Gardner cartel keep the corruption going in full swing. They will do anything to secure an election. This uniparty needs to go. Now, here we go. This is where it gets real interesting. We're going to go to a video. And so the video is like 90 seconds at most. Okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
This is my footage from the election challenge back in, I think, January or February. Thanks to Nicole. She put this together real quick. Listen to this. This is Laureen White, who's an attorney who is up here going to argue this case for Jennifer Turney.
The next challenge is Brenda Beeman. And this is Jennifer Turney. Are you here, Jennifer?
Jennifer's not here. She was sick.
Okay.
And asked that I come in her stead. In this instance, Jennifer challenged because Mr. or Mrs. Beeman, I apologize, didn't cast 2 Republican votes in the most recent primary election in which she voted. And I have for you.
You have the printouts. I have those.
So she has to do all the work that the clerk should be doing their homework on.
Yeah.
Once again, I provided the Indiana codes as an exhibit for you, and then additionally her voter record. As you can see by the attached voter record, Ms. Beeman does not meet the eligibility requirements to run as a Republican precinct committeeman. Her voter history shows she voted in a Republican primary in 22. However, in 2020, she voted in the Democratic primary. Pursuant to Indiana code and the GOP rules, she's not eligible. I also was unable to find any waiver that would have been attached to her can form.
I move to sustain the challenge.
I'll second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye. Thank you.
All those opposed, motion carried.
So
So
The
now,
next challenge is Brenda
let me get
Beeman.
this right. So this woman was removed. She was going after the same seat that Jennifer Turney went after. Jennifer won. She appointed her vice. That vice, because he couldn't put his person in there. And the reason why Russ didn't sign off, of course, is because Russ knew he would get caught. Okay.
Yeah.
Russ notarized this woman's can form, but then didn't give her the waiver she needed. I mean, you can't say it any better right here. What's even funnier is Russ recruited Brenda and notarized her can form. Numbnuts Willis could have filed a waiver for Brenda, but didn't. Okay. So because nobody's checking this, remember, Russ likes to say, well, this is how it's always been done. No one's ever had a problem with it before.
Jesus.
Well, that's because you didn't have a Laureen White. You didn't have a Sean Smith. You didn't have a Katherine Callahan. You didn't have a Kate Thornburg. You didn't have a Christopher Bilbrey. That's why all this was going on. And so many more people are now helping and getting involved. So then let's look a little bit further.
Well, back up here. This is what Sean says here is hilarious, and it's true. What's funnier is Russ recruited Brenda and notarized her can form. Numbnuts Willis could have filed a waiver for Brenda, but chose not to, or forgot to, or
Right?
didn't think it mattered, or thought he could do whatever the hell he wanted. It's ridiculous, the stupid stuff that he does and then or doesn't do.
So what's Russ do?
He would know that people are paying attention.
Now
Yeah,
he's mad
Yeah.
This is why he passes and carries that, because why? He knew he could come back in and just put her somewhere. What he wasn't paying attention to is that we're not going to stand for this anymore. So for people to say Katherine takes this personally, I put a lot of work and energy into this stuff. This is not easy for me to balance all the different hats that I'm wearing for any of this. You know, many of us could walk away, but we want what's better. We want the Breonna Davises to be able to come up, you know, in 20 years and take over these seats. We want the young people to be involved and for them to say, hey, wait a minute here. We have watched leaders. We have watched our mentors show us that this stuff is wrong and we will not allow it on our watch either. That's what we're wanting to do.
Yeah.
And so this is where, so then my post goes up. I mean, this again, and this is one of these, this one, I think they called me crazy. I said, let me show you the cartel, how the cartel keeps winning. For those of you who've been following along, remember back in February of 2024, when challenges were made regarding who was qualified to run, who filled out paperwork properly, etc. Then Russ Willis's, Linda Smith, Tim Lannon, along with many other of their cabal in question, Rick Gardner, Todd Culp, Dan Paddock, to name a few. These people couldn't even fill out their paperwork or get the date on there. Manipulated and twisted the law for their benefit. When they couldn't get all the cabal through and they lost their contested race, they waited till after the election and appointed these same individuals to other areas after the election. Why? This is how you keep control, by controlling the votes. This person was removed because she did not have 2 primary votes as a Republican. I am not sure what is more disgusting, the cabal or the people who go along with this. We have people appointed for the reorganization meeting tomorrow who lost their seats in their precincts, but will be showing up to cast votes for the cartel. So our people have been removed. He's still trying to slide them in like a slick Willie over there. Note, an elected person must appoint a vice PC that lives in the same precinct, but the cartel has the power by law to appoint anyone anywhere in the county. Now, if your precinct did not vote you in, what makes you think a precinct that you do not live near or even understand wants your representation? Talk about being morally and ethically bankrupt. It is not just Kelly Hewer, Russ Willis, Rick Gardner. It includes all the people that support the corruption and take the appointments. We even have part of the mafia family who did not run in their precincts, like Commissioner Pratt, Councilwoman Diana Likens, but don't worry, they have chosen to divide and conquer with the cartel of corruption. Taking precinct, they would never go knock on their doors. Believe me, people, these families would never go. Below are only a few examples. History lesson. She's no relation to John Beeman. So I just want everybody to know that. So this is the code, right? You have to have 2 of the most recent primaries.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. This woman, her voter history shows she voted in the Republican primary in 2022. However, in 2020, she voted in the Democrat Party. Okay. Now, it's not just one time. Okay. And she didn't have a waiver because numbnuts, you know, doesn't think anybody's paying attention. So as we move here, here's her voting history. This is 2023. 2022, full ballot. So if she would have voted in 23, she would have been okay, but she didn't.
Yeah.
So she voted here in 2022, Republican, Democrat, Republican, Democrat, 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 Republican.
God.
Democrat, 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 Republican, Democrat. Democrat, Democrat, Democrat. This is a Democrat.
Yeah, I mean,
There's no, And here's the thing. So that's up in Pipe Creek, and then he's put her into Boone. I mean, so here we put the committee rules so everybody knows. I'm telling you, I try to always give you the receipts so that you can educate.
Back up
yourself.
real quick so people can see the first part of this.
This is the rules of the Indiana Republican State Committee.
Yeah, and
even Russ can't follow.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
right.
And then he tells you how great Kelly is. Well, if these people are so great, this isn't a very long thing for you to look at.
Right. Yeah, can you guys read?
Yeah, but we know that Linda doesn't read.
Yeah, right.
Right, we all know that Linda doesn't read.
Yeah.
So anyways, you guys can read that later if you want. I mean, it just tells you. But this is what has happened. This is why they don't want us to have the primary election results. Since we have been on top of everything now, they have locked and closed anybody to come into the election office. That door used to be wide open. Not anymore. Not anymore. Only authorized personnel is supposed to be in there. Okay. I don't even understand any of that because it's just some desks sitting there.
Yeah, right.
Right? So they've taken down the primary results, but don't worry. We all had the primary results. We show they haven't put up the primaries. I think they might have them up now. I don't know. They were whining about that earlier. It was too late. Why didn't they tell me 2 weeks ago about this? Because they run down the clock in Madison County. That's what they do. Now I just go and show you. Leroy Heath, he is a huge worshiper of Russ, like on your knees for Russ. Okay. Christie smoked him, right? But don't worry. It comes up again. Evan McMullen, he lost to Devin Norrick. He's done. He's out, right? So Evan McMullen is right here and he loses. Nicholas Freeman, he loses. Amanda Bergfield, she loses. So, don't worry. These guys don't even run. They don't even run for PC. Now, here's the thing. We have 112 places in Madison County. And 101 of those won by election. So there were 11 seats, 11 vice PCs and 11 PCs that could be placed. So this is in the inner city. So what do? Well, Wes and Diana, they have to divide up. They can't even be a cohesive team because they've got to control other people. What's Wes do? Wes teams up with Olivia Pratt. Well, Wes Likens lives in 5-5 with Diana. Olivia Pratt lives down in Fall Creek, down in Pendleton, but they're going to put him in the inner city. And then Amy McComber, I understand she lives up in Alexandria. So now you've got these people who are going to give you 4 votes for Kelly, right? So they didn't even run. Then you got Rob Steele and Linda Steele. Rob is a councilman. He knows to run. He's down in Stony Creek 1, but they've put him over in Adams Township 3. It takes him at least 30 minutes to get over there. Another husband and wife team. Amanda Scott Bergfield, she lost in Stony Creek 3. She's in 6-6. Well, Cecil Stroud, look at him. He's a true Republican. That's where he lives. He would love to represent his own area and his own community and be their voice. Why are we not using people who live in their own community? You have somebody who's willing to do it in 6-6. Cecil's willing to do it. So why are you nominating somebody over in Lapel? This makes no sense. There's Leroy Heath. He got appointed. Don't you worry. Russ can take care of his boys. Right? Evan McMullen with his wife. Where are they at? Now, understand, Evan McMullen is in 5-4. This is Ollie Dixon's area. Like, if anybody knows who Councilman Ollie Dixon is, I don't believe that Evan will ever go over there and knock on those doors, which is so unfortunate because that community needs help. Evan McMullen is the county attorney.
No, wait. Is he a county attorney now?
Yes, he's with the Graham company. So Evan, he's the attorney out at Lapel. He used to be the attorney in Alexandria, but they got so frustrated with him that they got a new attorney. But this is Evan McMullen. He ran, he lost in 5-4. There's Leroy Heath and his wife. They divided up so that they could have their seats. Nick Freeman, don't worry, he got appointed. He got appointed to an area in 4-7, and he was in Richland 4, and he lost. He actually came in 3rd place, right? I mean, these are the things that you have to understand that we have huge problems with. And so I just kind of wanted to share with everybody how we've come to and how the election has been able to be held by everybody. You know, they are running scared. There's not a question in my mind. They're sending out all kinds of text messages. They're asking people to respond back. Russ is in panic mode. My understanding, he wasn't up at the courthouse as much as he wanted to be today because I'm calling everybody out on their behavior. And then that brings us to the show tonight. I just encourage people, you know, pay attention to what's going on. It's bad out there. It's not just bad, it's corrupt. And, you know, we have already won. But now we have to take it all the way home. We will see what it looks like. You know, I will tell you, we've been able so far to get at least 4 of Russ's people removed. Tomorrow, there are some other ones that need to be questioned. And so we will see what happens with all of that for the people tomorrow. If people want, they're going to start showing up at the facility starting about 8:30. It will be very close parking. There's not a lot of parking over there, so people will have to walk and things. But I will tell you, if you are looking at my posts and you are seeing people who have been appointed who are showing up tomorrow, you should really be asking them. You should be asking them why they are there. Because this is corruption.
Break. Breaking news. I've got some breaking news about tomorrow. So,
are you reading somebody's text?
Yeah, I just got breaking news.
There.
So, for the people that are going in, I can't answer this. Maybe you can.
Okay, just as clarification, the envelope for those letters were postmarked the 24th.
Okay, so
I mean, look how sad that is.
Monday,
4 days ago.
Yeah, 3 days.
Russ intentionally did this, people.
Yeah. All right. This is very important for anyone that is a PC tomorrow or anyone that is a VPC tomorrow. I do not know what the ballot that you're going to have looks like. I don't understand or what they're going to do because honestly, I've been through them before where they've actually printed up something and had you like mark or X or circle. And then I've been through it before where they've taken blank pieces of paper or index cards and had you write your name or had you mark 1 or 2. I don't know how they're going to do this, but an individual who is close to all of this has been told to look whatever, if they give you a piece of paper and it's marked in some way or it's got something on it, to look at it very closely because they are telling people that they are marking ballots in some way so they can see if people vote the way they are saying they're going to. So you understand it's a secret ballot. So you wouldn't know specifically who did it, but if you had like it's kind of like what we used to do with Drug Task Force, right? You have marked money, and people are like, "Well, what's that? That's something you like hide on with disappearing ink." No, marked money is simply taking real dollar bills and having serial numbers on them, and then you put them in a copier and you print them, and that way you have the serial number, and that there you go. voila, it's marked by the government already. It's got a serial number on there. So I'm not saying, like, look, and this could be just absolute bullshit. They're just telling people to ruffle them up or whatever. Who knows? But I'm telling you, just look it over very carefully. See if there's something marked. I don't even know how they're going to do it. They might not. There might be a blank paper that you just write your name, Hewer or Rinker or whatever. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I'm just telling you, I've just got a source in from Madison County saying that they're being told, watch your ballots.
So, yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of things pulled. There's going to be a lot of things going over. What's Joe say? Joe Black, I am having visions of Russ as the Wizard of Oz and Catherine pulling the curtain, exposing a weak old man.
Don't pay any attention to the man behind
over people's eyes for years.
Yeah.
Well, I can only hope.
Yeah. And
the thing is, I've done all I can to educate the masses in Madison County. This has been an exhausting 30 days, but a rewarding 30 days, because I'm going to tell you guys something.
Keep that up.
I couldn't make this stuff up if I tried. This was the best thing these people could have done for me.
Yeah,
I mean, I actually kind of enjoy them, because it's like the more pressure you put on them, the more screwed up they become.
Absolutely. That's why I've always said that. Really quickly, and this is important too. So, folks, everybody keeps kind of forgetting, because we're talking about elections and votes. Everyone keeps going back to like thinking that this is an actual like an election, like a municipal election or a county election or a federal election or something like that. This is a party situation. So I can't tell you what they'll do or not do, or what they're going to be like. Wait, you breathed wrong. We're kicking you out. You can't vote. So Cindy here has said, can you take a picture of your ballot? 99% of me wants to say, hell yeah, absolutely. Pull that out and take it.
But
now,
this is a different.
Does that mean that if you do that and you get caught, are they going to be like, wait a minute, you're doing something where you're out of there, and they're not going to count? I don't know.
That's where Russ is at. Russ can make up the rules any way he wants.
So let me tell you something, and real quick, this is very important. And I know Adam didn't like this last time, because they're like, well, you wouldn't do that and risk getting thrown out. Listen, I'm just telling you, I don't trust anybody. So the way that you could do this is you could turn your phone on and record as a video recorder and put it down on the camera and put it down. And as you go up there, be walking up and if you listen, you have to be willing to pay the consequence. I'm telling you what I would do. You don't do what I do. You do what you would do. I'm telling you, I would try to take a picture of it and try to record it. And if they tried throwing me out for that, I would also fight them on that. I would make a scene and we would push it and we would get the state involved, and, it would be a big deal. Not everybody's going to die on those hills. So some people might go try that and they'd be like, hey, you get out of here. And they'd be like, okay, I'm not just going to go, willingly. So, I mean, we've seen that plenty of times already in the past. So I'm just telling you, do what listen, I have no problem going to jail for what I believe strongly in.
For your
I am willing
for
a political belief of whatever. I am okay to be a political prisoner, and I wear that as a badge of honor. So you might not be able to do that. I don't know. But like my father said, you have to be willing to pay the consequences.
And here's the thing, as people are coming out on social media, those are my consequences for me educating the people. Those are the consequences in the comments that I'm receiving and how people perceive me. And it's unfortunate, because anybody who spends time with me and knows me, my brain works at warp speed. It just does. And I try to think of all that can happen and that we are planning. Again, I'm as subtle as a hand grenade. You know where you stand with me at any given time. There is no reason for anybody to be like, I'm really not sure what Katherine thought or felt. The bottom line is, it is time. The cabal must fall. And it doesn't just end with the reorganization. We have to begin to inform the people for 2026. We have to begin to give people options. We can't be afraid. These people are no different than you and I. These people, many of them, I would imagine, I hope, started out as good people, but then they let power, they let corruption, they let control, they let abuse rush to their small brain. I don't know.
Rust to their small brain.
Yeah. And so this is where we're at now. I mean, look at Madison County. I am so tired of hearing about Rodney Cummings. Okay. People are disgusted with him. They are upset with him. Well, guess what? If you voted for him over and over, this is what you got. This is elections have consequences. I get you're afraid. But you know what? There's a lot more voters than there are those elected officials. There's a lot more seats in the auditorium to be filled than there are the elected seats to be filled. The power starts and ends with the people. And hopefully for some of you out there, I've empowered you to say, if Katherine can stand and have a voice and expose the truth, we too can do the same. Listen, I'm taking my licks from Kyle Pierce. I'm taking my licks from his wife on the Women's Republican page. I mean, it's craziness. I mean, I've never in my life seen anything like it.
Tell them to quit licking you and get back to work.
Huh?
Tell them to quit licking you and get back to work.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I want everybody to be empowered. I want Jamie Lynn to have some transparency. I want her to be able to sleep at night, that she's not looking over her shoulders because the government officials in this county dropped the ball. Not just once, not just twice, a dozen times. It should have never happened. And then when you see what they've allowed Russ to walk away with, you know, the reason why Russ didn't get charged with anything, even though he was found guilty of his crimes, is because part of the deal was, Russ, you got to stand down. You cannot continue to represent the Republican Party because you are so corrupt. So he's like, fine, I'll put Kelly in a skirt up here, who's Russ in a skirt. Let me put her up here. I'll be able to control her. Kelly cannot lead, people. She's an ineffective leader. And when it gets too tough, when the leadership position is just, you know, she doesn't know what to do, what does she do? She begins to cry.
Yeah.
There's no crying in politics.
Yeah, right.
It's a blood sport. This is like the Hunger Games. This is like a scene from Gladiators. We are here, and tomorrow is the Super Bowl.
It's
and
all...
hopefully, I do believe we are going to bring home a win. I really do believe that. The numbers are very strong. People, I've been on the phone all day. My staff kept saying, you've got patience. All day of people who are flipping sides. They are calling me. They are seeing Kyle Pierce's responses. They are not happy that that's been able to continue. People are watching of the silencing. People are watching that Kelly Hewer is making all these last-minute calls. Why hasn't she been calling all month? They have watched a team being built in unity, calling and working with the PCs and trying to figure out how to get these votes and how to keep things transparent, how to keep things honest. People are getting it.
I hope so. I really hope so.
We will see if they do.
Yeah. Okay. A couple things. Number one, Cecil said Rodney is term limited. No, prosecutors do not have term limits.
Correct.
He could run from here until eternity if he wanted to. That's why we need Lorraine to beat him as prosecutor. I will also die on that hill. Number two, I want to say I got a follow-up message to the alert about the watching. Someone said, you know, I don't know. Again, I don't know how they're going to do this, but this person said it's also just, it might not be a specific mark, but there could very possibly be something about different punctuation for each people of this person or that person, which is some way they could use to determine, to kind of just figure out who's doing what, when, how, or why. So it could be just as simple as changing a letter around or something like that, So just, I don't, there's not a whole lot to do. You still need to go in and vote. I'm telling you, listen, that would be the best thing. Here's the thing. No problem, Cecil. That's no issue. Here's the thing. I hope they are monitoring it. I hope they're monitoring it, and people go in and send a clear-cut message and send those idiots packing.
Oh, I hope they expose it all. I mean,
Yeah.
Everybody, if you're watching tonight and you're in the Kelly camp, let me tell you, I'm going to prove to you that Kelly does not have the ability to think. She does not have the ability to think or lead. She only is a copycat. So a couple of weeks ago, Lisa Rinker put out her meeting with Governor Braun. What did Kelly Hewer put out today? Her meeting with Governor Braun. Lisa Rinker put out about unity. She put the young Republicans. She put all these ideas together way back when she started running. What has Kelly put out the last couple of days? She's talking about the young leadership. She's talking about unity. Kelly Hewer has stolen every bit of material from Lisa Rinker, and then they sit there and they say Lisa has no experience. Well, you know what? If you call that experience, I'll take Lisa Rinker because she's an innovator. She can think of things on her own. She can come up with ideas. That's what you want. You don't want somebody who just sits around and copies over, other people. If she's been doing this for so long, she should know what to do. Yes, if you go and you look, and here's the thing, I can't see Kelly Hewer's stuff because I'm blocked. Now, why would you want to have somebody who you already know is blocking people to put them in a chair position? Kelly Hewer has literally stole Lisa Rinker's platform word for word. You know what that's called? It's called plagiarism. Like, people get thrown out of college for things like this. This is how disgusting the cartel's corruption and behavior and culture is. Now, these people are going to do anything tomorrow to get those seats and secure those seats. These people will literally kill for these seats. People, somebody needs to be watching the box at all times.
And by literally, we mean figuratively.
I don't know, because I'm telling you, these people are nuts. Kelly Hewer, Gardner.
I'm starting to think it's a Madison County thing, but
I mean, they're nuts. But if everybody's looking at the podium one way and the ballot boxes are in the back of the room, if it's set up the way that my caucus was set up, nobody's paying a bit of attention to what's going on to those boxes in the back of the room because everybody's looking forward to the speaker.
I don't care anything about those boxes until the vote begins.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
They need to look at the back.
They have to look in the boxes before you start dumping in votes.
Yes.
On top of that, people, literally, you have to take your pieces of paper, right? And you have to show that that's just a piece of paper. It's one piece of paper. Because if you don't, I can see where Russ's people would have it like this, fold it, and there's two votes in there.
Stick to it. Yeah, that'd be an easy way to get two votes.
I'm just telling you, there's lots of things that can happen tomorrow. It's going to be crazy. I think that, everybody knows where they're headed. Get there early and talk to other PCs. Not everybody has made up their mind. Talk to them, engage with them, tell them how we cannot go through this anymore. If the Hewer and Gardner team stay in place, our taxes will be maxed beyond relief. I'm just telling you.
And our maxes will be taxed too.
Yeah. I mean, this is just craziness. They're out of control.
Yeah. Yes. Karen, the vote will be counted and announced there tomorrow, is just right there in front of all of them. Now, I will tell you, Oh,
So what happens is,
what? Go ahead.
let me tell you what happens. What's going to happen is the chair is going to be the first vote.
Yeah.
Once the chair is decided, okay, so when Lisa Rinker wins, then she will take her own set of rules. She will announce those rules, and then they will vote for the vice, the treasurer, and the secretary.
Mhm.
So Lisa could ideally say, okay, I've won. All the people who are outside, I'm going to welcome them in to watch the rest of the process. She can change up, she can pull Russ's rules and she can take over. I'm going to tell you something. Y'all better have some cameras ready, because when Kelly Hewer loses, you're going to literally see steam coming out of Russ Willis's eyes, ears. He's just going to be on fire. So, you know, that's,
he had steam coming out of his eyes and his ears and coming out of his
nose
anywhere.
I mean,
whatever Trump said about Megyn Kelly, whatever that time.
I mean, you guys, I'm going to tell you something. You probably are even going to need a defibrillator in there, because Russ is really going to have a heart attack.
It's going to be a wild. It's going to tomorrow could be very, very, very wild. The other thing, and I want to say this directly and very importantly to Sheriff Beeman, if you're watching or if someone's out there watching for you and relaying information, dude, don't screw it up tomorrow. If you can't,
he is not going to screw it up. Don't even start.
No, it has to be said. Listen,
don't even start.
No, it does, because so far I've seen a screw up by him several times. We have
here's
to
the
say
thing.
this.
Okay, let me ask you this question.
All he's got to do is, if he can't do it.
Let me ask you this question.
Yep.
How much power does the sheriff have at the reorganization meeting? Now, a sheriff has power during elections.
That's a weird ass question. If there's a crime that's committed, he shuts that shit down and he investigates the crime and does the thing. He's a police officer. He doesn't stop being a police officer because he walks into Mill Creek tomorrow and this shit's going on. But I'm talking about the election wise. I'm just saying, if he, because of his position and because he needs to be stately and above the fray, if he can't do what needs to be done tomorrow, he needs to bow out beforehand and allow someone else to do it. He needs to allow you to do it, or they need to allow someone that will say, this shit's going to be fair.
The reason why I say that is because in Russ's small brain, he believes that the only people who have power tomorrow at Mill Creek is Chesterfield police officers. That Sheriff Beeman is just another constituent. And that's why I asked you that question, so that people are clear. He's still the sheriff.
He's still a sheriff. And Puppy Branch is right. This will be in Mill Creek. It'll be happening in the amazingly small and wonderful town of Chesterfield, Indiana. And the Chesterfield police will be there if like someone starts throwing chairs and stuff. And Beeman is a law enforcement officer, and he's capable of arresting people and doing things like that. So like, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about the cop stuff. He'll be a cop if he needs to be a cop.
Now I gotta tell everybody something. Okay?
Yeah.
Sheriff Beeman beat Joey Cole for that position.
Oh, absolutely.
No, I mean, that's who he ran against in the general.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And so Joey Cole is now the Chesterfield police officer.
Yeah,
I just want
it's
people,
really wild.
If you haven't followed politics, you don't know who Sheriff Beeman beat out. So he beat out the Democrat Joey Cole.
Yeah.
It's just interesting how everything's
all tied. Yeah, it comes back together. I'm just saying,
and
they need someone that's willing to work it hard, because Russ is going to cheat if he can.
I think we're fully aware of that, but I want everybody to understand.
We might need to be, but he needs to be.
Russ Willis did not support Sheriff Beeman in the general primary or general election for the Republican sheriff.
That's true.
He supported Joey Cole.
Absolutely.
When his person, Anthony Emery, lost in the primary to Sheriff Beeman, That's when he moved over to supporting Cole and doing everything for Cole. He wouldn't help Sheriff Beeman with anything. He actually
Absolutely.
sabotaged him. He
That's
did the
true.
same thing to Beeman as what he did to us when we were running for coroner.
Yeah.
So this concept that Russ's team and Kelly Hewer have overtaken with all these Republicans, and then the only thing that Kyle Pierce is worried about is how we're going to take all the Republican seats. I don't know, Kyle. Maybe you should start to worry about some integrity and like people using your name on letterhead. Now, I get he just blows that off, but maybe he should look a little bit deeper that's a big violation. It's a huge violation.
Absolutely.
So
Cecil said, I thought Republicans were for less taxes. And I was going to answer you and say, yeah,
I
they
thought
are.
they were too until I came to Madison County.
No, they are. That I just don't believe that these idiots are actual Republicans. They're something, but they're not actual conservative, constitutionally minded Republicans. I just don't buy it. So that's the issue there.
So there's going to be a lot of things going on tomorrow. I do want to share, Kate. I don't know what happened to that picture. I do want to share. If you're a Democrat for Madison County and you're watching tonight, they are meeting tomorrow. That this is the Madison County Democrat Party. It's March 1st. It's evidently taking place at 1:00. So if anybody wanted to know about that, if you want to run for chair, you're out of luck. I will tell you this. I got several phone calls before I came on the air because they were asking me about the Democrat Party. That's how come I have this. Evidently, Terry Austin didn't announce until like a day before that she was not going to be rerunning for the chair position. And a lot of people are a bit peeved by that because a couple other people would have ran had they known.
Wait.
She was not going to take that position.
She announced that like last weekend.
I don't know. I'm just telling you.
It was in the paper and all that. They came out and she said, I'm not going to run. We're going to have
it was like, what was it? A couple days or something. It wasn't a long period of time because 72 hours would have been what? Tuesday?
Wednesday at 9.
Yeah. So, and I think, what did she announce? Monday or Tuesday?
It was at least last. It was last time you were on. We talked. We had an article. I mean,
let me see.
Before this crazy week.
I'll tell you when I published that article. So I don't know what goes on the Democrat Party. I got no skin in the game over there. I'm just passing it along. Again, people are afraid to make comments, to tell things. So I'm just sharing with everybody. I'm not doing anything else. So I published that on February 22nd.
All right.
So when did they have to have it in? By the 24th?
Saturday. Yeah, but no. They had to have it in by Wednesday the 26th.
Okay, and so they had 4 days.
So she published a week ago.
I mean, that's a big seat that you want to be talking about. 4 days to consider. Yeah. That's not a whole lot of time.
Well, unless you have the people in mind that you want to run and you don't. I mean, look at what are we talking about? We're talking about they need 4 Democrats and what are there like 6 of them in Madison County? So it's like not that big a deal.
It's not, but you want things to be fair on there. It
needs to be fair.
Yeah, on their side too. So
I'm not announcing till the end is not necessarily fair. Any of those other 2 people could have announced earlier.
Yeah, but they probably weren't even thinking about it because they thought Terry was going to run for it. Well, sure. Somebody asked me though. Somebody asked me this question on that. This is a great question. So I'm going to share this real quick. I don't know if anybody out there who's watching, if you know the answer to this. Again, I have no skin in the game on the Democrat side. Period. None. I am just sharing information. So this seems to get me in trouble every time I share information. So the question here is on this one. Here we go. Here we go. It says,
"You gotta share the screen, or we don't know it."
Oh, I didn't share my screen. It says share screen.
I did it, but go ahead.
Okay. Right here, it says Austin Rayford and former state senator Tim Lannon will all serve as deputy chairpersons. Now,
I don't know what that's just bullshit.
so
All that means is they're
somebody
going to be
asked-
around and they're going to help.
somebody asked, is that even legal? Like, do you have
Yeah.
to vote on those seats? How
No,
does one get in those seats?
no. Listen, we're making this much bigger than what it is. It just means they're going to help the new chair coming in is all it means. They're just going to be around. What it really means is she's still going to be kind of pulling the chain behind the thing. You know what I
Kind
mean?
of like Russ Willis over there in the Republican
if
Party.
Kelly wins, he's going to be a deputy chairperson,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
and that's why this whole thing that he didn't get prosecuted for his behavior is wrong.
Yep. Yes.
Because he's still going to be pulling the strings if Kelly gets in there, and that just is off the chain.
Yes. Yes. Yes, it is.
You know, and so that it's just those things. I think we're going to bring home a win because at the end of the day, yes, Russ got to appoint 20 people, but look, in desperation, he's appointing Democrats. He is
So
showing.
now, wait a minute. So he appointed 20, so that means 40.
No, he had 10. We had 10 seats. He appointed 20, 10 PCs and 10 vice PCs. There were only 10 open seats.
So there were 10 open seats, so he
11,
appointed
11,
10. Okay,
11.
so
We
okay,
had
so there-
101 that ran for election and won. And then there were 11 open seats. See, at one point we only had 111 precincts, but now suddenly we have 112 precincts. So we keep going back, and I'm not sure what the number is. It's either 111 or 112, depending on what day Russ gets out of bed.
Yeah. Okay. So he appointed 11. So that means that means he got 22.
We've already had 4 of his appointments removed. And tomorrow we
those
hope
appointments or 4 extra besides those 22 that he appointed because he said those. See, that's what this is real. This really matters. So was it 4 of the 22 or was it 4 extra
of the 26?
Yeah, whatever.
4 of the 26?
Well, where are we getting 26? If it was 11, okay. So wait.
Okay, let me take this to you slowly. You want me to draw you a picture?
Listen,
right?
Yeah, listen. 111 precincts.
Well, 112.
Okay, 112, and you guys got 68 of them.
Yeah.
You got 68 of 112. All right. So hold on here. I'm going to make this real easy for my dumb brain. All right. Yes. So you got 68 of them. That leaves 44 seats left. Okay. Of those 44 seats, 11 of them were vacant. Okay. So that means there were 11 vacant seats. That means Russ had 33 people that won. So Russ had 33 people that won. So those 33 get to appoint their people. All right. So that's
now we're at 33 versus 68.
Wait, so we're we're at 66 with double, okay? Times, okay, so we're at 66 and the 68 times 2 is 136, okay? So then add in the 11 that he appointed. That's 11, then that doubles. Okay? So that becomes wait a minute.
You're somewhere in the 50 range.
112.
Are you at 55?
Minus 68. And then minus that 11, so it's 33. So he had 33 people that won for him. And they got to point their vices. So that's 66. You guys had 68, and that becomes 136. Then there were 11 that he gets to appoint, and that becomes 22. So if you take those numbers, 22 plus 66 plus 136, that's 224. Okay, that's fine. But now
he's not calculating my drug dosage calculations.
Yeah,
I
right.
just want you to know.
No, hold on. No, because this equals out to everything. So you got 136. He then challenged 6 people, right? So that takes you down to 130. And it would have given him 6 more, but then those people got removed. So those 6 got removed. So you're now to 130.
To 88.
And he's to 88. So tomorrow should be going in. If all sides go in.
That's if everybody shows up.
That's what I'm saying. If all sides
And
go
that's
in.
assuming that all of the people that are his stick with him.
Yeah, right.
And I know of 3
Already
sets.
that came up.
I've been told 3 sets are out of town.
Okay.
And they're not
Okay.
people who were voting for us. But they were too afraid to tell Russ they won't be there.
So there's 42 to play with. So if you guys have 30 people that don't show up, you still win. If you have 35, if you have 40 people that don't show up, you still win. If he has anybody that does not show up, he's done for.
Exactly. And so it's going to be real interesting because statistically, I don't know how he can win. Right? But here's the thing. They keep winning.
Don't ever count them out. That's right.
Right? So what are they doing? And look at it. Look at when we were doing the voting machines. I was even in the room and I'm like, they're looking for some ballots. I don't know what's going on with those ballots. And then after we watched the replay, that's when I realized the 3 machines were not completely zeroed, that they didn't close them all. And then I realized the woman came back in and she made ballots and pushed them through. Something's up, people. You've got to be on your toes.
Yeah.
So
Sean
here he
says
says,
several of Russ's picks include some he notarized their can form for do not support him. So,
this is going to be interesting. There are people who were literally telling Kelly that they would vote for her to get her off the phone.
Yeah. But in the same vein, it's politics and it sucks. And I'm sure there's a person or two
that lied to us.
That's told our side they'll vote for our side and they won't. So to me, I don't give a shit what anybody says. The sheer number game is what matters because numbers don't lie. People do. And we went through the math there. So that math works out. That's straight math. And so that, I mean, he should be done.
Yeah, I mean, they're watching, Karen, absolutely, to know who's voted against them. I mean, several people on this thread, Karen, have changed their names because Russ has attacked them as they've come on and they've spoken out. I mean, so they've changed their names to even be on this show anymore to share their information.
Meg asked earlier who Puppy Branch was, and it's just a person. And we value everybody's. You can come on here. Listen, I want people to feel like they can come on here as their names and be able to talk. And I'll fight anybody to the death for your opinion or whatever. But I respect that. I understand people get messed with at work. People work in government. They don't want to be whatever. They work outside of government and they need to protect. So
and it's
I don't
funny
care.
You should mention that. So there's several people up at the courthouse that Russ has been up there all week bullying them. And they're scared to death that Russ is going to find out how they vote. I'm here to tell you right now, if something happens to anyone up at that courthouse,
would be amazing.
Because of he's saying how you voted.
I hope that happens.
You call me at my office. You find me. You call Christopher. You put that on record. Yeah. I will go to bat for you. Yeah. Sean will step up to bat for you. If you can show us documentation that is what has occurred, we are in. This is the time for us to do the right thing because honestly, Madison County, you cannot survive another 4 years of this corruption. You just can't. You can't. The county is going to be bankrupt. It is going to be a nightmare because they have gotten crazy with the jail. They're not even including the sheriff on the jail project build out. You're allowing Tom Eckert and Richwine to figure out how to build this jail. And their answer is, well, we're just going to copy what's going on in Plainfield. Madison County, you got to get these people out of here. So Puppy Branch said, I don't know, Karen, I am a number one now. I hope that means you're a number one fan. Let's see. In the end, Kelly and
No.
Rinker total ballot should equal total number there to vote. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something. There are people who are who are PCs. These are not stupid people. There are people who will be doing head counts in their head who can do math at a blink of an eye. There are people who are running stats in their heads as the people are all standing there. Don't think or underestimate the number of people that are circulating throughout that room who are very bright. And they are going to call bullcrap tomorrow if it should happen.
Yeah.
So we've got great people who are going to be on the inside. People are asking if I'm going to be there on the inside. Nope. Not that I'm aware of. Listen, I've done my part.
Yeah.
Now it's up to the people.
So,
And yes, I sleep like a baby every night.
oh yeah, yeah, no
My
problem.
conscience is clear. Yeah.
That's number one, meaning she thinks that we're gonna win. Remember, we did that the other day.
Yeah, I think, oh, okay. Yeah. So I think we're going to win. And Karen, I usually don't get this much airtime on the show. Chris has just been gracious to include Madison County and give us a platform to get through some of these things that we've had to have big hurdles on.
Yeah.
Okay, so somebody says they've heard a rumor that there'll be a nomination from somebody to the floor for vice chair. Great.
I've
can
heard
do
that
that.
about Delaware County. I don't know. Did you say if that was Delaware County or Madison County? I don't know. I've heard that about Delaware County.
What time's your show?
I don't know. I don't care. I got people that's going to text me and let me. It's basically.
So it's not the fireworks that we're having over here.
I'm interested to see if something squirrely gets pulled. I got people inside that'll tell me.
Yeah. So we've got so many good people on the inside. I'm not too worried about it. So I'm glad, Lenny. Thank you for sharing. So we'll see. Let me tell you something. I can guarantee this. When Lisa Rinker wins, we will not be having the party at Norton's. But y'all can go over there because they'll be all over there licking their wounds.
I'd come over there. That'd be amazing. I'd love to hear some live music.
That's where you should go. You should go to Norton's afterwards to see them all licking their wounds.
I'd love to hear some live music.
And drinking their sorrows.
Yeah. Yeah, the people that sign up 3 days in advance is just the chair. All the rest of the things, there can be nomination made from the floor.
Yeah, listen. If anybody feels empowered to go tomorrow and you want to run, here's the deal. If you desperately want to see what's going on the inside, here's what I recommend. I recommend you go in there and say, hey, I'm running for this seat. Sit through the whole meeting. Then when it's your turn to run for your nomination, go, well, I'm not running. I don't want to run for the seat. I just want to see what's going on. Fine. Do it. I don't care. I think it's great. Yeah, I do. You want to see what's going on in there? That's what I do.
I've heard that there may be some attorneys on hand tomorrow.
Oh, there'll be several attorneys on hand tomorrow. Hey, did you know that I heard that I was being nominated to run for a seat tomorrow?
That's hilarious.
I thought it was pretty funny too.
Wait a minute. You need to get. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Here, what Sean just said. The proposed rules in Madison County do not allow for floor nominations. Those rules will have to be adopted by the caucus.
Okay.
So it's subject to change.
Okay.
Do you know why? They are so worried I'm going to walk in there tomorrow.
Look in the private chat.
I mean, if these people don't know by now, Catherine would have just said what Catherine's going to do. So, But this is just funny stuff. I'm excited to see how it's going to come tomorrow. And, we've won some, we've lost some.
Look in the private chat real quick, Catherine.
No, nope.
Okay.
That's something that will be a surprise for tomorrow for everybody.
I didn't understand what you said about it, but that works.
Yep. That's a surprise for everybody tomorrow.
So here's what we're going to do.
But that's why they were running that investigation on me, because in case I show up tomorrow and want to run, they want to start a bunch of crap and try to dismiss me.
Are you talking about that?
Out. Huh?
Are we talking about that?
Yeah. I mean, not in detail. I'm just saying.
Oh.
I mean, they got them nowhere. This is the craziest stuff I've ever seen.
All right.
People following me and calling people, and I mean, it's just nuts. People, they're I don't know. So, tomorrow morning live.
Okay. So
Karen,
that's what I'm
I've been
saying.
thinking about that.
Wait. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to be live tomorrow night at 9 p.m. And for the people that are like, God, Catherine, one more night, folks. It's all comes down to this. We got to go through the big shakeups because there's going to be things to talk about tomorrow. So we'll have her on tomorrow. We'll shake up that. We'll start with talking about Madison or Marion County real quick, just to tell everybody. We'll run through who's in place everywhere else. If there's any kind of big surprises, I don't look for them to be. We'll get that out of the way, and then we'll spend the rest of the evening talking about what happened in Madison County. So that'll be tomorrow at 9. How many people on here would like to get a live notification after it happens tomorrow morning? Is that something that you would be interested in watching?
Now, I'm willing to go live as people are coming in to show you the corrupt people who are walking in there who weren't elected but are there to vote. I'm happy to put that all as people are walking in and give commentary. I don't care.
Put a one in the comments if you want us to go live tomorrow and announce who wins. A one in the comments.
Or you can put a 0 for no.
Yeah, right. Don't everybody jump at once now.
Well, we're getting some ones. So,
well, and these 3 people don't even count.
What do you mean they don't count?
No, I'm kidding. I just
Nicole's the one who made the video. That's who heads up in county production.
Yeah, I know
he
that.
was making the videos.
I know that.
Sarge is going to be in there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's my Stumblefoot. Stumblefoot will follow me.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. You were talking about people being in there and doing really like super secret.
See, Jeff Hager wants
math.
it.
You're talking about people doing super secret special math. Now, that's you because you're of Chinese ancestry, right?
No, I'm of Japanese ancestry.
Oh,
and yes, my brain. That's why I'm sitting there letting you do the math, and I'm like, this is painful. If you just take 68 times 2 minus 4, we still hold more than 112. So I want people to understand. Okay, I want people to understand. Sean will be there. Okay. The mastermind will be there doing all kinds. He's like the guy on Numbers, right? You ever watch that show Numbers? He got all those. That's Sean. So his brain will be seeing all these 3-dimensional, 5-dimensional, 7-dimensional numbers in his head as he's walking around. So, just so everybody knows. So that's what. But here's what I want you to understand. In order to win tomorrow, you have to have 50% of the vote plus 1.
Yeah.
Now, you understand what that means, Christopher?
Yeah.
50% plus 1 means like you have 100 people.
Yeah.
50 people vote plus 1.
I understand.
You're the winner.
I understand it.
I can slow it down.
I was hoping everybody else did. I was hoping the people from Madison County did. So, all right. Well, we will. Yeah, Rain Man Syndrome. Make sure you hit the notification to watch when they go live. Yeah, listen. If you subscribe to the show And then
And you don't have to pay to subscribe, do you?
yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, no. It doesn't cost you to subscribe. You subscribe for free. And then I hate that term. I wish it was something else because subscribing makes it sound like you pay. But you don't have to pay to subscribe. You subscribe. And if you hit subscribe, then it allows you to hit the bell. And that gives you the ability to set up your notifications. Now, so what we're going to do, I'm going to put the live up tomorrow. Like when I put it up, it'll say like, it might say like 9:30 or 9 o'clock. And we might go live then. It might be later. Just hang tight. Go in. You can hang out in the chat. You can start talking.
Make some
We'll be on.
popcorn. Get extra butter. Now, I'm either going to be really happy tomorrow night, which I think I'm going to be, or I'm going to be like, well, that was a bust. That was a letdown. Okay, but I just want everybody to know I'm not going to go crawl in a corner if we lose. You know why? Because we're not going to lose. Because Russ is going to be decimated tomorrow. But no matter what, people, Russ is not back.
Puppy said,
done.
Yeah, he's done one way or another.
D-O-N-E.
So it is Lula's win. It will. I mean, if Kelly wins, it'll still suck and he'll still be involved, but it will be different. It's going to be different.
Because Kelly can't hold her shit together.
Yeah.
Kelly will just, we'll be able to see everything because Kelly will be like, I don't know.
It'll
I
be a
didn't say to do this. Russ told me to do this. Well, there you go, people.
Yes. Yeah. Puppy Branch said they were told to plan on about 2 hours.
Sounds about right.
So Delaware counties won't be like that at all. It'll be like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I think tomorrow, listen, just getting everybody in there tomorrow is going to be a lot.
We hope.
Yeah.
My
money is on Sheriff Beeman.
Doing what?
He's got to hold it accountable.
Okay. I don't specifically believe that, but okay.
And that's why you stay over there in Delaware County and I stay over here in Madison County.
No, I'll be there. I think.
You better be there. I'm not kidding you. At 9 o'clock.
Yeah. When are you going to be there?
9 o'clock. I was going to be there at 9:45, but people want me to come and shake hands.
9:45?
Well, yeah, because I'm not going in, right? But now people want me to come shake the hand of all these appointed people. And they want me to be on FaceTime Live showing who's walking in like it's the Golden Globes or the red carpet.
What's FaceTime Live?
Well, we're going to do your live thing.
Oh. Okay. It's a show. This is a full production here. What are you talking about? FaceTime. Well, welcome to my FaceTime Live.
It'll be the political spotlight live, but I'll show that I'm live on Facebook.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's always live on Facebook. It's live on Facebook right now.
Listen, I would tell you, you and Nicole both, you guys are like really controlling and you guys like have all this social media stuff.
I don't have any of that.
But listen, I think both of you are like, Katherine can just come in when she wants. She doesn't have a clue to what she's doing, so she's not going to steal any of our stuff or any of our. She just let her go because she can't. She can barely get herself on the show, let alone.
She's like, send me an invite. I'm like, what? we didn't send you an invite tonight, and you managed to get on.
Well, and just like Kate, she's like, now you can share your own screen.
Yeah, right.
So I think we're going to win tomorrow night. It's going to be great. Bring the popcorn tomorrow night, and we'll see what happens. I do want to thank everybody. I want to thank everybody who has stuck with us for the last 30 days. I want to thank Delaware County for allowing us, not kidding, to monopolize a lot of your guys' airtime to talk about what's going on in Madison County. But we do hope that we have educated more people. We'll see more people run for precincts in the future. So I do want to extend, all kidding aside, I am very grateful for Delaware County and the people who do watch this to make this go for us. So I do appreciate you.
Yeah, me too. Well, that's all good stuff.
So I know people have given up like 3 Fridays in a row just to watch this outcome. So next Friday,
cannot believe it.
Go wherever you want.
Hours. It feels like we've been doing this. I feel like I've been listening to Katherine for the last 4 hours. I thought it was at least 1:30. I am shocked.
This is a
love it.
marathon, not a sprint, even though we feel like we've been sprinting in the marathon.
Yeah. Shit. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much. We will see you right here tomorrow. Back here, obviously, on our normal night off. Tonight was a normal night off, but we were here. We will be here tomorrow night at 9 p.m. like normal, but we will also be here sometime tomorrow morning.
Throughout the day tomorrow, so nobody has withdrawal from Katherine.
Not throughout the day tomorrow. What the hell? Not multiple times. It'll be just one time in the morning. Jesus. She said, well, one time in the morning and then one time in the evening, about 12 hours apart. What? Yeah, 4. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Because I'm going to announce the president, the vice
We're
chair.
going to be on all that time. That'll just be one thing.
Well, I think they take breaks and
They're
don't
not going to take breaks between it. But there'll be plenty of You don't think you can talk between those breaks?
Maybe not. It's going to be cold out.
We'll be on. I'm setting up one duck.
So I'm being asked,
We'll be in our cars.
will there be red carpet rolled out for them to walk in tomorrow?
Should be. It should be.
Hey, you might want to wear a suit. I mean, Trump did not appreciate that today.
There should be. I love what he said to him. And just in case Tweety Bird's still here, just to piss her off, I absolutely was all here for what happened in that Oval Office today. It was beautiful.
Yeah, we should have talked about that. Maybe we'll talk about a little bit of that tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, surely we can't talk about this for 2 hours tomorrow. And we're going to be, if we win or lose.
We either won or we lost.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
But we're all winners. Tonight, we are all winners, and everybody has done a great job asking questions and getting information out there.
Well, I think Karen is telling us to shit or get off the pot.
What I would like to happen is for Steve Sumner to be found.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like Kelly wins, and then we find out that Steve won, or Steve was found.
Sumner is found. Touchdown, Madison County.
I want him to be found. I don't know if he's going to be found tomorrow. I just want you to. I don't care either way, honestly, at this point. But I would like you to realize that there's no S at the end of his name. That's all.
I know Jamie. She corrects me on that too. I just can't help myself.
Yeah, right.
I knew you were going to say that, Jamie Lynn.
Just Steve Sumner. Just Steve Sumner out there in the world with no.
I know we don't need more than one of him out there.
Yeah, right. Jesus.
So tune in tomorrow for my 4 announcements.
Yep. Take care. Yes, Craig Sumner. Sumner. I don't know what his name is even.
Craig Sumner.
Good night. Take care. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow. Like, subscribe, share the show, and goodbye.
Party on.
I mean.